Hello everybody, we've got ourselves a guitar that you don't see very often. Sigma by Martin. Made in Korea. This guitar, couldn't even tell you how old it is. I'm gonna guess it's probably from the 80s. The lower end tuners that these have finally have given up the ghost, so we just happen to have a set of tuners that fit this. Something flopping around in here. I don't know. We'll never know. The frets, there's a lot of fingernail marks here. The frets, a lot of cowboy cord dents. We're going to polish the frets up. We're not going to try to save them. There's all kind of DNA here in between the frets, so we're going to get out the razor blade and clean that up. I told him that I'd make this thing better than he's seen it play in a long time. It's got a lot of sweat stuff here built up. Finish is worn off. So it's seen great days. So I'm going to get into the cleaning of this. I don't think you need to watch all of it, but I am going to replace the tuners. We're going to go with a set of, I measured the strings that were on there. They're 11 to 53. These are 11 to 52s. About the closest I have. Okay, so we just sprayed it down with the noxious Dunlop 01 fingerboard cleaner and prep. It is noxious, but hopefully it'll loosen. We've got ourselves a razor blade too. Let's get this in the movie. You got the protective gloves on. Alright, so we're using conditioning green. That was a bed on Okinawa, or a bar on Okinawa. Simple green, to try to clean up this years of playing and not being cleaned up. And it's doing a really good job. This is safe to use on polyurethane, which is what this is. And I'm just kind of letting this soak in. It's hard to see. Yep, it's going to take a while for this stuff to work. Okay, so remove tuners. Okay, so these tuners are the same style. They just have a little bigger knob than the old tuners. So that's what we're going to use. Move some stuff out of the way so we're in the picture. I polished up the guitar as best as it would allow me to. So let's install these fast high-speed camera light. So we scraped all the DNA off of the fingerboard. We oiled it twice. We replaced the tuners. They're really the same tuners that were on it before, except for the buttons are a little bigger. We tried to get as much of the baked on stuff off as we could. We polished it with Chinuba wax and also oiled the bridge. I've got my tuners lined up at 1 and 7 on the bass side and 11 and 5 on the treble side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do the E string, the big E string, and then I'll fast forward and show you how I do the little E string, because they're different. So what I do is I come in at the 1 o'clock position and it exits at the 7 o'clock position. And we don't need but 2 wraps maybe on this. I think that'll be enough, and then we make a Z here. That kind of locks the string in place. Pull this up. See, the wound strings will tend to grab a hold of themselves. The plain strings, you need more wraps because there's nothing for them to grab onto. I'm going to put some guitar grease down in this nut slot. I believe this is a plastic nut slot. Go. Trying to hold the string up as much as possible as we tune it. There we go. Graphite grease on my fingers. It's on my fingers. Alright. So we'll fast forward through this, and then I'll slow down when it comes to the little E string. Okay, we got 5 strings on. We're going to go for our last one, our high E. And I want to get on the plain strings, being the B and the E. There we go. I want to get about 5 wraps between. Yeah, that's too much. There we go. Just make a Z. And we crank it up. Also on these less expensive tuners where the back does come off, I put some guitar grease, the same stuff I'm putting in the nut slots, on the gears. So to make them live longer, possibly. So we've got about 4 wraps there. By the time I get this tuned, we'll have, oh, that's too much. By the time we get it tuned, it will be probably 5 wraps just in here. That way you don't get the pings whenever you're tuning. Put it into the slot. So that's pretty much it, except for checking to see where our relief is. I want to look for 10 thousandths. And capo, there it is. We want 10 thousandths of relief at the first fret. And that is perfect. I wouldn't touch that. This is an incredibly stable guitar for how old it is. Alright, Martin Sigma guitar. It's all cleaned up the best we can. Polished the best we can. And new used tuners. So let's see how this thing sounds. Sounds like a guitar. Anyhow, if you're in the greater Pittsburgh area and you'd like to have your guitar brought up to par, PM us on the Facebooks. Also on stringmanguitars.com, you'll find the phone number. You can text and make an appointment. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the little bell. Love your neighbors like you love yourself. Take care of the old folks because they're special. And most of all, you have a great 4th of July weekend. Peace.